From the John DeVita Broadcast Center, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another broadcast of Paranormal Radio with Bob Trisek on the Windy City Hometown Entertainment Network and Jack FM 89.7 WRHS FM Norwich. So sit back and enjoy Paranormal Radio. And now here he is, live in person, and the king of Paranormal Radio, Mr. Bob Trisek.
Oh, I'm the king of Paranormal Radio. Thank you, John. Thank you, Mr. John DeVita. Always a wonderful, a nice thing doing these shows here. We kind of missed, I just realized that the other day when I booked this show, I said, we missed the October show. There was just too much going on. I forgot all about it. So we missed that. We've got a nice hodgepodge on the show tonight. We've got some paranormal, we've got some entertainment, some music. We're going to do some different things here. We're going to do an acoustic recording session on some over 100-year-old equipment here. We're going to record on a wax cylinder. Some talented musicians, the Rovners, are back with us again. They were on the last show we did. They came back on. They're going to do a couple of numbers for us. We're going to record them. They're going to play the recording back so you could hear what it would have sounded like on a turn-of-the-century acoustic Edison player on a wax cylinder. We've got a mix of folks tonight here. Michelle Pellegrino is representing, what paranormal team do you guys
White
with?
Dog Paranormal.
So you're still with White Dog? Now you're not partnering with the other one anymore in that?
Oh, we still do that on occasion.
Okay,
yeah,
so you're
with
still...
Chicago Paranormal.
Yeah.
And CPI.
And Michelle is closely associated with my good friend there, Mr. Tony Sabelski. And Tony, we have to congratulate. He's starting his own radio show now. So I'm glad he's starting his show, but then I kind of lost him here as a guest. I won't be having Tony come on here too much anymore because Tony's going to be starting his own show. You've got a name for the show, Michelle?
We do. It's called Decoding the Unknown, Where Spirits Cross, and we have a Facebook page. And
Decoding the Unknown, Where Spirits Cross.
Yes.
Oh, so all that's the name. Wow.
Yes.
You got theme music for it and everything?
We do.
Ah,
we do.
Cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. We had our first show on Halloween night.
Halloween night. Now you have to. Are you on the internet?
Yeah, it's going to be a podcast, and actually the first podcast was posted on Facebook a couple of days ago.
Oh, so I can go now and listen to the show.
You can listen to
good.
it. Yeah,
okay.
absolutely.
I can listen to how it's going. Okay, cool.
And actually, we're going by Decoding the Unknown for the most part.
Like the Da Vinci Code, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what we're going to do. We're going to talk about all the things you maybe don't know about. Or maybe you've heard about it and you don't know something interesting about it.
Cool. Something interesting.
A new take.
Yeah.
A new take on the old stuff.
Cool. I like the concept of the show. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Tony will do well at it too. I got a good feeling he'll do good.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, he's kind of good on radio and that, so I think he'll do real well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I totally agree.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we had a blast the first show. We really enjoyed ourselves. It was fantastic.
It's fun to do, isn't it?
It's
I enjoy doing
very
radio.
fun
Yeah, it
to
is.
do.
It's a lot of fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's great to meet all these different people too.
Oh my gosh,
It's
yes.
just- it's the
You
best
come
part
in
of
contact
it.
with all sorts of decoded people. Yeah. Some are coded and some are
not.
decoded.
Yeah, that's true.
And some are, I don't know what. No, they're all. Everybody is nice. I got to admit, out of all the years so far that I've been doing radio, I think there have been one or two people that I kind of said to myself, boy, they're just like way out there. I don't even understand them. I'm way out there myself, but I don't even understand them. If I can't understand them, they're really out there. So, but it's what makes a good show. Everybody's got something to offer.
It totally does.
Everybody has something to bring to the table. So the new show, Decoding the Unknown.
Yes, and we have a Facebook page that you can go, and we've got some really cool videos out there of some haunted and paranormal places we've been in. And then Bob is going to be a guest on our next show, which is Wednesday night, November 9th, from 10 to 11 p.m., and he is going to be our paranormal historian, and he's going to talk about the Titanic and the SS Eastland disaster. So we are really, really looking forward to that. And it's if anybody out there listening would like to go check that out, it's on clearsourceradio.com, and you can download that to your iPhone or your Android, and it's clearsourceradio.com. You do not want to miss Bob's episode. He is fantastic, and the subject is extremely interesting, and we're going to talk about some stuff you might not have known about the Titanic and the Eastland disasters.
Yeah, Titanic is a good subject. I enjoy doing the Titanic. I do a whole presentation on Titanic, and there again, I try to do something different with it. So I do like a psychic connection to the Titanic disaster.
Oh, I love
some
that.
of the facts and some of the different things, and what happened to a lot of the survivors and that. So we'll be chatting about all that stuff on there. It's a little out of season, though, for this. Usually I get booked to do that program in April, closer to the disaster.
Right, the
April
time frame.
15th, yeah. The Eastland was over the summer. I think that was in July. because that was a summer picnic outing, Eastland. I got to check the exact date for the Eastland. I think that happened in July or June.
I think it was June.
June, yeah.
But it could have been July. Believe me, my memory's not
yeah,
that
I'm
good.
not too. Yeah, I got to check that one out myself now too. Yeah. We lost, just in case you haven't noticed, with Paranormal lately, we're losing a couple of landmarks. Oprah's old studio, Harpo, is being torn down and remodeled and everything. They're doing that. They're going to make that the McDonald's headquarters now. And that, we all know, has a connection to the Eastland because that was the old Armory building where they took all the victims.
The bodies, right.
Yeah, there were over 800 people that died in that disaster. They took them there to the Armory building there and for them to claim.
Yep.
Yeah. Some people never got claimed because some whole families got wiped out.
Oh,
Tune in Wednesday. We'll talk about all this stuff. Oprah, for years, Oprah would never say, and her staff, they would never say. They kind of resisted talking about it. But then she finally said, she did not like to do night tapings there because their cameras would run at night and they would get shadows and things that would come on. And the lady in gray that would walk around and stuff like that. Yeah.
Wow.
So things happened at that studio. However, as we all know in Paranormal, even though that building's gone,
it doesn't
still going to
mean
have it. If
anything.
you put something new there, it's going to be in that atmosphere
It's
and
the
that. So
land.
it's that land itself. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, so we'll be chatting about all that good stuff
And
on
then
Wednesday night.
Willowbrook Ballroom.
Yeah.
Just burned
I was just
down.
going to say, the Willowbrook Ballroom burnt down. Mr. John DeVita, right here, our director here for Paranormal Radio. I was sitting down Friday afternoon because Saturday I had two tours, and we were going by the Willowbrook Ballroom of both tours. That was one of our little points of interest, tied in with the Resurrection Mary story thing. And sitting down at the kitchen table, having a cup of coffee, I was going through the menus for the lunch for the next day for the tours. And the phone rings, and it's John. He says, Bob, the Willowbrook Ballroom just burnt down. I says, you got to be kidding me. So I'm going to put the news on because I didn't have the TV on all day, and I didn't hear anything about it Friday night. But then Saturday morning, early, like the 4 o'clock edition or 4:30 edition of the news, they said on there about that. And then, of course, Saturday, I went by it twice, with both of the tours, and there were many people out there putting flowers there and, signs and well-wishers and taking pictures and everything and that. And there's not a whole lot left of it. You have like a little bit of the stone wall, like maybe, 12, maybe 15 feet of the stone wall all the way around left. And everything else is just all collapsed in. So it just was one heck of a fire.
Yeah, I think it was like a 3-alarm or a 4-alarm fire.
I have no clue. Yeah. John says a 4? Oh, 4.
4-alarm?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
John knows because he's very closely associated with the fire department and the firemen and that. Yeah.
Wow.
Take your time, John. Don't get excited.
Wow.
Yeah, he dropped the mic. What's that?
I got the information about the fire on my pager.
Oh, you got the information on your pager. Oh, okay. Yeah, he's got the information about the fire because he gets that. And then you got the thing set up in your upstairs, too, where you get all the fire information and all that stuff. So, but you never were on the fire department yourself, were you? You were a fireman? No, you never were a fireman, but he just really has this love of the fire department and that.
No, and my hobby is working with the Chicago Fire Department.
Oh, I love that.
I belong to an organization called the 511 Club, and we do welfare work for the Chicago Fire Department.
Oh, that's amazing.
And every September 27th, is it?
Well, around the last Sunday of September is when we go to Rose Hill Cemetery, and we do a memorial service there.
Oh, wow.
The Fire Department Union, Local 2, they have a great big monument over there.
Yeah, it's a beautiful fire monument. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I set up the PA system for the event. I get to Rose Hill Cemetery at 4 o'clock in the morning to set up all the equipment.
Oh
they give him his own key. Can you imagine being in Rose Hill? Can you imagine being in Rose Hill at 4 o'clock in the morning by yourself? Going in there, and seeing the ghost of Mr. Sears walk by, and all these people, and
it's very quiet. Nobody gets in my way.
They're dying to get in.
Good point.
As the old saying goes, they're all dying to get in. Rose Hill's a cool cemetery. I love that. We could do a whole thing on Rose Hill Cemetery. Yeah. Yeah, it's just
amazing.
a fascinating place.
It's
it
amazing.
is. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you guys have done some investigations and some things out at Rose Hill.
We have, and actually our first show on Halloween
was about Rose Hill.
We had a representative from Fireside Restaurant. They were our sponsor.
Oh, Fireside Pub, yeah.
And so they came on and told all the stories about the hauntings in the restaurant.
See, I never knew the restaurant was haunted.
Yeah.
I've run 2 tours down to Rose Hill Cemetery, and I include the Fireside Pub for lunch.
Yep.
Because it was so strongly recommended.
Bob, you've got another point of interest and you got to listen to our show from Halloween because she told all the stories of what happens in the restaurant. Mm-hmm. And that it is haunted.
So what do we get? Some of the people walking over from Rose Hill that
some
like
of the
to
people
visit?
Walking over from Rose Hill.
Yeah. They get hungry and they want
Yes. And there is one person in particular. She talks about how the Rose Hill Cemetery was named and how the name got screwed up.
Rose. It was actually R-O-E-S. Rose Hill. Yeah.
Yes. And
the
it
farmer
got
was Rose.
misspelled. and they believe that one of the hauntings at the restaurant is.
Well, that was the deal he made. The
person's
farmer
name.
he owned like what, the 800 acres or 900 acres,
Yeah.
whatever it's on, and the city wanted it for like the longest time, and I guess they didn't use eminent domain in those days. And so then finally he agreed to sell them the land for Rose Hill, provided they named it after him.
Right.
But his name was spelled Roes. So they named it Rose. So I guess when they spelled it, put it on the deeds or whatever, they spelled it like the flower, Rose, Rose.
Right.
So he's probably really mad about that.
That's
and
what they said.
shows up,
They
yeah.
believe he comes over.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
He's going to keep coming back till
Yeah.
they change the name.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
So she came on and told a
Ah,
whole
here
story
he's got
about
some,
the haunting.
John is handing us some. There's he handed us a picture of the fire monument there and some of the stuff that he does. Yeah, because every year he's out there and
Wonderful.
sets this up. And that matter of fact, one time I brought the tour through there and I said, "You see those wires and those cables there? That's Windy City Radio. He'll be out here tomorrow because we were there on a Friday or Saturday." And I says he'll
I
be out
love
here
it.
Sunday doing it. Yeah. Yeah, Rosa's got a lot of neat stuff. I love that
Oh
cemetery.
yeah, it does.
It's just a beautiful, the architecture in there is just absolutely gorgeous, too. You have so many different tombs. Of course, this was, the elite of the city, so, yes, you got a lot of different stuff there. I did a haunted bar and pub tour a couple of weeks ago. I did that. Not really strictly haunted bars and pubs. It was downtown haunts. Because they'd been after me to do a downtown thing. So we did like the Congress Hotel.
Oh, yeah.
And,
Oh,
the
my gosh.
Congress
Yeah.
and the Blackstone and the, the Red Lion Pub and all the different, different places downtown and that and everything. And
Oh,
then
yeah.
somebody was telling me about Fireside. And I says, I really didn't know Fireside
yeah.
had any haunts to it.
Yeah.
And I says, I told them I'd be bringing a paranormal group through, but nobody ever bothered to point that out to us. But then I researched
Right.
it myself and I found some things
Found
out
some
about
stuff,
them.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
mhm.
And what's happened there is just really startling. I mean, they've had some pretty poltergeist type activity in the restaurant at times.
Really? Anybody
Yeah.
get a pie in the face or anything?
No.
Or,
No.
things flying
No.
through?
No, she did tell us about a story though. One of the bartenders was sitting, and the customers saw it too. They were sitting there, and the restaurant wasn't very busy, and a pair of salt and pepper shakers literally flew off the bar and landed on the floor, and the customer shot out of her seat. I guess it was so shocked.
that
She
would
said,
kinda-
"Wow,
Yeah,
I
that's
saw
good. I
that
would- yeah.
happen."
Yeah, that would
Yeah.
kind of get your attention. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty amazing. So you have now you know you have something extra when
Oh,
you
yeah,
take
yeah,
folks
huh?
there.
So now you're co-hosting with Tony? You're going to be his co-host?
Yes, actually, I'm the host and Tony's the co-host.
Oh, it's the other way
and,
around. You're
it's
the
the other
host.
way around. I'm
Oh, so
the
it's
host.
actually your show.
It's my show.
Oh,
Yeah.
see, I thought it was Tony's show. So
You
it was
know,
your show,
we're
and then you
doing-
coerced Tony to come in on
Yes,
there with
correct.
you. Ah, I get
correct.
it. I see how this works. Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone had asked me, a good friend had asked me a long time ago if I ever wanted a co-host or something like that, and I says, well, I would like to stay friends with you. Everybody kind of has their own way. They like to do things in their own, you know how that goes.
Yeah,
and
that
kind
was
of
a
stuff
key
like
for
that.
us
Yeah,
because
yeah.
Tony
mhm.
and I have a really good rapport, and we've known
Yeah,
each other
you
for a
gotta have-
while.
yeah, mhm.
So I felt really comfortable.
Yeah, I've
that
had
we
over
would be
the
able
years.
to
I've
do
had a
it.
couple of people approach me about that, and I said I've kind of always resisted a co-host. Not that I want to claim the limelight for myself, but I
Right.
just want to stay friends with everybody.
Yeah,
because
it's
I know how
true.
that goes. You know?
It's true.
Yeah, so we'll see. Maybe down the line sometime we'll see. When I get too old to start doing it, when I get too old and too achy. We were talking about that today, John and I, like two old codgers. We're talking. I said, man, my back is aching, my leg is hurting. This is going on, that's going on. I says, and I just turned 59 Saturday. So what's going to happen next year when I'm 60? So, he's 78. I said, well, you're 78. You got a right to complain. I said, I'm 59. I'm having all this nonsense happen. So, what am I going to tell you? That's it. Anyway, we're going to switch gears here for just a second, Michelle. We're going to get some more folks into the conversation here.
Absolutely.
And we're
Can't
going to
wait.
introduce the Rovner family, who are no strangers to Paranormal Radio. We've had them on a few times, and I've actually had them when I was doing the shows at WARG Radio. They were here not last month because we didn't do the show last month. You were here in September. We did the
yeah.
show. Yeah. And they are a talented family. They are like the Von Trapps.
Or Donnie and Marie.
Yeah.
love that
well,
too.
yeah, we have to maybe do a Donnie and Marie more because there's only two of
There's
them.
only two.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Von Trapps, we have to have like
You don't
seven
want
of
to
them.
hear me sing.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. Mom Arlene is here. Welcome, Arlene. Thank you for
Hi.
coming back to Paranormal Radio. Jessica Rovner
Hi.
and brother Mike, big brother Mike. Mike's the
No,
older. Oh,
younger.
Yep, I'm
but-
older.
Oh, Jessica's older.
Yep.
Oh, okay. I thought it was the other way around. Okay, so big sister Jessica, little brother Mike.
Yep.
Ah, okay. And they're going to do some numbers for us. And what we're going to do with them too, something that they haven't done for a while. Gosh, I did this probably 5 or 6 years ago when I was doing the shows at WARG Radio. I just by chance was coming out of the Family Dollar store in Summit when I still lived in Summit. And unbeknownst to me, there's a recording studio right there that adjoins the parking lot. It's called Chicago Recording Studio. Lived there all my life, never knew this thing was there. And so I happened to talk to one of the guys that like came out of there, and then he came at the subway where I used to work, and we were chit-chatting and that. He said, yeah, we're going to do some recording in it. I said, where are you recording? He says, right over there where we were talking. I said, you got to be kidding me. So they were a group. They're called Silence of Sleep. So I had them come on the radio as guests. And then I says, we're going to do something with this. We're going to record you. I'm going to record you on some old equipment. We're going to record you acoustically through the recording horn on a wax cylinder. And oh yeah, they thought that was the greatest thing since the invention of Kleenex. And we got a good response to that show. A lot of people wanted to come on. They says, we would like to see that. And I says, well, I says, I didn't know that this would go over that big. And the studio there was very, very small. So I said, if we were that, we could have done it like in the auditorium or something, got more people in. We're going to do the same thing tonight with the Rovners. They're going to do a number, and then we're going to have them do a number into the recording horn, record it, and then we'll play it for you on the air, what the recording would sound like. And it's,
nice.
Recorded on a wax cylinder from 100 years ago. So we'll do that. First, we got to talk about some other stuff. We got some projects going on. There's one project that I'm kind of associated with you guys. In a small way, I'm associated. It's really your baby. You guys are really the ones handling this thing and doing it. I'm just kind of there, in it, but nonetheless, a little part of it. Who wants to talk about that?
Yeah, I'll talk about it.
Okay, go ahead, Mike, since you're kind of responsible for it.
I'm kind of heading up all this. It's our 10 in 10 play festival. It's 10 10-minute plays. We're doing it in 2 nights, November 19th and 20th. The 19th is at the Village of LaGrange, or not LaGrange, Village of Lions. Sorry, I can't read. The Village of Lions at the Lions Village Hall. And then the 20th is the Village of Summit at their Park District. And Bob is in one of our plays that I'm lucky enough to direct. I got Bob, and my mom and sister are both in it, as long as another
family friend.
Another friend, Jim Perry. So it's a...
Yeah, they are really the stars at it. They're I have to admit, they're good at this. I've never done a play before. I never did this before. I never acted. And they've really got it kind of down pat. I'm still reading the script, trying to memorize it, but they're really good at this. So the acting on my half is going to be kind of very amateurish, but they're pretty talented at this, yeah.
The whole thing's pretty fun, though. I think we're all having a good time.
I like to think that, because I've never been in a play either before, so I like to think what I lack in talent, I make up in enthusiasm. But Bob is going to be playing a psychic, so that's worth the price of
I'm the
admission.
psychic,
Yeah, it's really, he's been doing a great job. It's really exciting.
It is. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun doing it. Yeah, it is, yeah. And it's just funny how this thing progresses. Like, we first did a read-through, and I thought, ugh. And then we did another read-through, and I thought, okay, that was a little better, and that was a little better, and a little better. Now we're getting pretty good at it.
Yeah.
And then what's nice about it, too, is people are putting their input into it. Well, I think we should move the box this way, and we should do this, and we should do that, and we're changing things around in it. So it's kind of cool. It's kind of like
really growing.
like an effort.
It's,
Although we all have to listen to Mike. He's the director. So if he says it's okay. If not, we have to scratch it out, and I got to listen.
Well, we outnumber them, so...
You guys are coming up with better ideas than me. So.
We came up with a couple of good ones, yeah.
I'm ready for my close-up, Mr. DeMille. Yeah, we'll get the cameras rolling. I wonder if anybody's going to be videotaping these.
I was kind of wondering too.
We can't, because they're original plays. We need the all the different playwrights' consent, so it gets to be too much of a headache.
Wow. I see. Okay, yeah. All right, so we can't videotape them. We can't record them in any way.
The
individual plays,
author?
like if we could get a hold of the author of the play that we're in, we could film just that one, but they can't.
I don't know if
they
I'd
can't
want to
film
see
the whole
it.
thing.
I don't know if I'd want to see myself doing it.
I don't.
I mean, I see all the things I did wrong, or gee, I should have did this, or I should have did it. You'd be kind of very critical. A lot of famous actors said they do that. They've never watched any of their movies because they said they get very critical of themselves watching what they do.
And I think you'd be self-conscious the next time.
Oh, I would. I know I would.
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't do it again.
No.
Yeah. You'd probably be thinking the whole time you're watching it, oh, I should have done that better. I could.
And the way we're going, this thing should actually be 9 10-minute plays and 1 8.5-minute play.
That's right.
Well, true.
We almost made 9 minutes left.
Yeah.
We are pushing it. We're doing the lines different. We're doing everything. We're doing some busy work and some acting stuff in that to try to get it, stretching it out to the 10 minutes. We just can't quite get to that 10 minutes.
Pauses.
We're about that minute short on it. Yeah.
I think what we need to do is make one of those gag reels, though, because
the bloopers?
God, yeah.
Oh, that's a really good idea.
Because I'll tell you,
those are fantastic. People love outtakes.
We have some great material for our blooper reel, yes.
All I got to do is mess the line up once or say a name wrong or something, and I just start laughing. It takes me a while to calm back down again.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Whenever one of us starts laughing, everybody's going to be laughing. Just kind of.
It's a lot of fun. It is. It's a lot of fun doing it.
Yeah.
So that'll be coming up on the 19th, 10 10-minute plays. They do charge an admission for this, although it's not much.
Yeah, it's
it's
$5.
nothing, yeah.
Oh, $5, geez.
And you can get tickets either through the
we have
Village
do
of
we have
Summit.
food there too for the $5, or do
Not for
maybe
the
we shouldn't
$5.
have food? They'll be throwing it at us.
Maybe not,
There
yeah.
will be rotten
They are.
fruit at the back. Yeah.
They did say they're having snacks. I'll
Boo.
suggest
Expect
no
some-
tomatoes.
We'll, yeah,
you
we'll
know.
expect the popcorn to start
Yeah.
flying our way. You know.
This is a beautiful brochure, by the way.
Oh,
my
yeah,
gosh, this is stunning.
Yeah, this was actually. They asked me to put something together. I put something together a little bit, and they go,
You did this?
No.
oh,
No, I put
this
something
is
together, and then they go,
gorgeous.
we're going to send it to the printer. They come back and go, yeah, that's a lot better than what I
Yours
did.
was close,
Mine was,
but-
it
Well,
was
yours
similar,
was a
but
similar
It's
concept. They
beautiful,
just
though.
dressed it up a little.
It's
He
just
can't do everything.
gorgeous.
This guy does. He does so much stuff. He's like
He's doing the program.
Yeah.
Yeah,
a talented
and making the
musician. Then
playbills, so.
we're at the house yesterday. We're rehearsing, and there's a book, and I opened the book up. There's Mike's picture inside the book with some poems he wrote and everything. So, oh my gosh, I didn't know. I said, where can I buy this book at? He's in the book. He wrote some poems, so he's published. He's a published
Nice.
author,
Yep.
so he does a lot of stuff. He's very talented. Yeah,
That's amazing.
very talented family. Yeah,
Wow.
they play
And
musical
you can,
instruments.
I
I play the radio. That's it.
You're good at it, though.
Yeah, I'm,
Yeah,
good at, I'm good at turning those knobs. I tell you.
Yeah. You can sign up for this online, so you can sign up and register ahead
yeah,
of time.
you can get a ticket ahead of time
In
online.
Summit, or you can get it at the door.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic.
And we did this,
This is
in
really
Brookfield
cool.
Oh, yeah.
2 years ago.
Yeah, in 2014. And
2014, and it was not only sold out, we had to add more chairs, and people loved it. It's really fun because you have a drama, you'll have a comedy, we even have a science
yeah, there's a
fiction
couple
one.
really
Yeah.
just kind
You
of
get a
off
lot
the
of
wall.
variety in one
Little
night.
Funny plays.
satire and social commentary, and each one is done by a different director, so you get a
Where are
different
we? Which
feel.
are we? The last one?
We're the
second
We're the
one?
grand
last.
Oh, we are the
Yeah,
last.
where's the
Oh,
last
so we
play.
get to sit and watch everybody else's
Yep.
first.
And
Oh,
what's
cool.
the name of the one you're doing? Is there a name
Yeah,
to the
it's,
last one?
It's called A Box of Ashes.
Oh.
Yeah, Box of Ashes. Yeah,
And the box is actually the fifth performer in our.
we made
Yeah.
the box a star.
very
we actually
cool.
gave
It's
the
a
box a bigger
character.
part. Yeah.
We expanded on its role.
Yeah,
It's a character.
For,
That's
for not
awesome.
changing any of the lines, we've definitely tweaked this play quite a bit and made it.
It's got a little bit different tone than it
Yeah.
started
We
with.
turned
but
it. I read this thing and we started doing it, and I says, this could be a very just mundane little drama.
Mhm.
We turned it into a black comedy
Oh, I love it.
very easily, very
Yeah.
easy. Without changing, we're all using the same dialogue. With the actions and with changing things around a little bit,
Oh,
we turned
I
it
love
into
it.
we turned it into a black comedy. Yeah, yeah. So it's interesting. I'm really looking forward to doing it. I just
Nice.
hope I get it right. I'm going to have to cheat. Though. I'm going to have to write some of the. I've been trying to memorize my lines. I'm figuring out a way to cheat and write the lines down. I have them written.
Well, we have that file that we use
Right,
at
you're
the
supposed
beginning.
to
You
have
could just say,
paperwork
"Let
anyway."
me check your file here."
Yeah,
There you go.
there's ways you can do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially me, my blocking is very easy. I don't move around. I kind of sit at the table. That's it. I'm pretty much sitting most of the time. I get up for just a second, but I'm pretty much sitting. So the blocking for me is very easy. They do some moving around in that, so in that way I'm kind of okay with that. I don't have much to remember with that, but I
Well,
got
don't feel
other
too
stuff
bad.
going on.
The very first play that I ever did, I was so nervous that I literally said, "Who's that at the door?" And he hadn't knocked yet.
That happens.
And it was live, of course. There's nothing you can do.
You hear those?
Yeah.
You hear those stories of somebody holding a
Yeah.
gun, and the gun is supposed to be loaded, and it's supposed to fire, and nothing.
Nothing
And
happens.
he holds it up, and he just goes bang.
Yeah, my favorite was where the phone rings when it's not supposed to ring, and it keeps ringing, so he picks it up. He
Oh,
goes,
that was a great Carol
Yeah,
Burnett gag
yeah,
on that.
yeah, it's for you.
As the stomach turns when
Yeah.
she used to do that
Yeah.
soap parody, that soap
Oh
opera
my
parody.
God! That's
Yeah.
totally what that was called.
Yeah, that was a great gag. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, there's someone at the door. I'll get it, and then the bell would ring after she said it. you know?
What happened? And all of a sudden, and then of course the person didn't know I'd done that, and they went ding dong, and I was like, I paid no attention. I wanted to say I'm psychic, but I thought shut up and don't add lines. Just go
Yeah.
to the door and open it.
Maybe nobody noticed.
Nobody noticed.
Hey, but
They were
that's
so
that's
great about
that's a
live
good
theater.
actor though if you can get through it, you know, and
Yeah,
just
Yeah,
keep going. Yeah.
going forward. That's
Well, anyway, back to let's get to some music. You guys want to do a number for us?
Sure.
What do you want to do? What are you going to sing for us? I love the way they sing. They sing really good. They're
Oh, I can't wait to
Yeah.
hear it. I'm
yeah,
excited.
yeah.
Did you want to start with what's it called?
I don't know.
The Mamas and the Papas song. I
Oh
can't
yeah,
remember.
that's actually what I was going to suggest.
California Dreamin'?
All
Oh,
the leaves are brown.
love that song.
Yeah, okay. California Dreamin'. Coming up in just a second here. Mike and Jessica Rover doing a duet here.
That's a beautiful guitar.
Oh, thank you.
It's a what is it? It's a little smaller than a guitar.
It's a carbon fiber guitar. So it's the neck and everything is the same size, but the body's a lot smaller. So it makes it
That's
a little bit
gorgeous.
easier to move around. And,
It's like
You can.
forest green.
They say that
Yeah.
you can row
paddle
a canoe with it.
Yeah, it's more or less
Really?
indestructible.
wow.
So yeah.
He had it made in Ireland.
Yeah, it's a little company in Ireland called Emerald Guitars.
I was going to
So-
say it almost looks like an emerald kind of forest
Yeah,
green.
yeah.
Do you normally hit somebody over the head with that thing?
No.
Indestructible
If we
guitar.
do a really
You never know.
lousy
Some of
job
the
at
some of the
rehearsal,
places
you
you
never
get
know.
engagements at.
I'm
you
just
know,
really
yeah.
clumsy, so I figured it'd be best just to be safe.
Okay, I was just curious if you had
Down
violent
the
tendencies or
stairs.
not before you started.
Use it to fend off, the tomatoes when they're coming.
Exactly.
Well, okay. Whenever you're ready, Mike and Jessica singing California. Did I say it right? California Dream.
California Dreamin'.
Dreamin'. Yeah, California Dreamin'. Remember that old Mamas and Papas tune?
Sorry, I just had to find a capo.
Ah, okay.
Sorry, usually I'm holding that for you. I
Okay.
wasn't prepared.
Here we go.
All the leaves are
All
brown,
the leaves are brown,
and the sky is gray.
and the sky is gray.
I've been for a walk
I've been for a walk
on a winter's day.
on a winter's day.
I'd be safe and warm
I'd be safe and warm
if I was in LA.
If I was in LA.
California dreaming,
California dreaming on such a winter's day.
stopped into a church I passed along the way. Well, I got down on my
Got
knees
down on my knees
and I pretend to pray.
I pretend to pray.
You know the preacher like the cold.
Preacher likes the cold.
He knows I'm gonna stay.
Knows I'm gonna stay.
California dreaming,
California dreaming on such a winter's day.
all the leaves are brown,
All the leaves are brown,
and the sky is gray.
and the sky is gray.
I've been for a walk
I've been for a walk
on a winter's day.
on a winter's day.
If I didn't tell
If
her,
I didn't tell her,
I could leave today.
I could leave today.
California
California
dreaming,
dreaming on such a winter's day.
California dreaming,
On such a winter's day.
California dreaming,
On such a winter's day.
Very nice. Very good.
Thank you.
Thanks.
That was amazing.
Very good. Yeah, you guys are great.
So
Yeah, yeah.
good.
We're going to do another number for us. I think the next one we're going to do the cylinder recording thing on. So that was good and loud. So that will come over. If we do the recording on that, that'll come out good. Yeah, because that's a nice, good, loud one. You got to sing loud to be able to cut the wax, literally, on the record. Yeah, yeah. That was good. Yeah, thank you, guys. Yeah.
Thank you.
Now, you have a place that you're performing at regular?
Not as of right now.
Okay, well.
I was playing at Adele's in LaGrange pretty regularly with the play stuff going
been
on. I had
taking
to
up a lot
kind
of time.
cut
Oh,
back.
okay, I get
But
you,
I will
yeah.
be playing there again.
And then you also have a group. So you perform with
Yeah.
your sister, and then you have Caldy Jones, too.
Right, yeah.
So he's got a whole group, too, that he does. So, yeah.
What's the name of the group?
It's Caldy Jones.
Caldy? I said Caldy. Caldy. Okay.
They're
E.
going to be playing in
Jones?
Yeah, Caldy. Caldy is the name of the person who supposedly
Oh,
discovered
Caldy
coffee.
Jones.
So,
Oh.
I didn't know there was a
Mythical.
person
They
who
yeah,
love
discovered
it.
coffee.
It's,
Oh,
yeah, the
I
whole-
love
we,
it.
Yeah,
Oh.
we drink a lot of coffee, so that's how it got
Oh
that
my
name.
gosh, I do too.
Yeah.
Caldy
So that's
was
caffeinated performance.
Yeah, yeah.
I love it.
We used to have to rehearse in the morning, so coffee was a big part.
Nice.
Caldy was a goat herder back in ancient times, and he saw his goats jumping up and down and acting
Yeah,
very
dancing.
and dancing on their hind legs, and he saw that they had been eating these beans off this plant. So he took them to the shaman. The shaman said, these are devil beans or whatever, threw them in the fire, and that's how we got roasted coffee.
Well, look at that. Now, I never knew that.
Love
See
that.
how you learn.
I'm going to guess it's probably not true.
Yeah, I love it though. It's a great
But
story.
it could be. Yeah, it could be.
Could be. You never know.
Everything has to start somewhere. So,
Yep.
yeah. Interesting. So it wasn't like at the A&P.
No.
Oh. I always thought roasted coffee's done, the ground.
You get that little grinder?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was one thing I used to love about going to the A&P when they ground the coffee for you. Man, it smelled.
Oh, it smells so good.
Yeah. See, now my doctor's got me 2 cups or 3 cups a day. That's it. So I have to ration it because I used to
I
do.
thought you were going to say the opposite. I thought you were going to say that that's actually like your limit.
That is my limit. That's
Oh,
all
it
I can
is
do.
your limit.
That's it. 2 or 3 cups a day. That's all. Two to 3 cups.
What
no
were
more.
you doing?
Oh. let's just say I was keeping a couple of A&Ps in business. Yeah, a lot of coffee. Yeah, I was a big coffee drinker.
You and the goats.
But
Yeah.
they found out, in my case, they found out that darn coffee caused kidney stones, and I have had stones so many
Really?
times. Not nitric. They call the tannic acid.
Wow.
In the caffeine in the brown. So anything brown really, I can't like colas or
Tea has
brown
tannic
dark
acid.
tea.
Yeah.
I could have like green tea and that kind of stuff.
Oh,
But so
wow.
it's if I want to enjoy the coffee like I used to and have the kidney stones, that's fine. But if I want to keep the stones under control,
Might not
cut
be
back
worth
on the
it.
coffee.
I don't think
We
it's
are going
worth
to
it.
take a break, and we will be back in just about 2 minutes talking about coffee. Stick with us, folks. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Paranormal Radio with Bob Trisek from the John DeVita Broadcast Center on Jack FM 89.7 WRHS FM Norge and the Windy City Hometown Entertainment Network on Tuesday, November the 8th, the year 2016. And this is Jack FM 89.7 WRHS FM Norwich, Illinois. And now back to the king of paranormal radio, Bob Trisek.
Thank you, John. Thank you for coming back with us. Just in case you're just tuning in and listening to the broadcast, we have with us tonight Miss Michelle Pellegrino with White Dog Paranormal. White Dog Paranormal?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
You
got it right.
You did.
Yeah, okay, White Dog Paranormal. After I said I'm White Dog Paranormal. White Dog Paranormal, Arlene Rovner, Jessica Rovner, and Mike Rovner. So we've got some music on here, some paranormal, a little of this, a little of that, a little talking about coffee beans.
Yeah.
We just never know how this show is going to go. We just kind of, we just run, this way and that way, however it's going to go. Let's see, we got to tie back into paranormal here, which is what people listen to this for, actually. So now, what's the, now you guys I'm sure you had a busy Halloween season with the tours and stuff with Tony there with the,
I don't think Tony slept or ate.
yeah.
Starting in September.
Yep. Mhm.
Yeah. He has been running at both ends, actually. And I have been scolding him like I'm his mother.
Ah, okay.
Yes. Because he's got the kidney stone problem.
He's got that too, does he? Oh, jeez. What is it with
It all goes full circle.
It
Maybe
totally
it's-
goes full
It's
circle.
those ghosts
Yeah.
doing it to us, I think.
Yeah, I was going to
Right.
say.
I'm really glad you didn't name your group Kidney Stones.
Yeah.
Definitely a better name
Better name.
considering
Yeah.
the coffee connection.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, so I've been berating him about drinking more water and
Yeah, that's me
whatever.
too. And
But
I've been doing it. I've been
Yeah.
following the doctor's
Yeah.
orders, so I'm
Yeah.
sticking to it. So if I'm still getting the stones, there's something else going on. But yeah,
Well, his tours have been very successful. It's been they've been packed.
good.
The haunted
yeah.
tours have been packed. The Naperville and the Elgin, just like 40 and 50 people a
Now
tour.
Naperville's the walking
Wow.
tour. The Elgin
Naperville's
is
the walking
yeah.
tour. It's more historic, but they do
Uh-huh.
tie it into the paranormal. I took that for the first time a couple weeks ago.
I've got to do that too. He invited me to go on once,
Yeah.
but
It's
then
pretty
something happened. I
interesting.
couldn't go or whatever. Yeah, I'd
Yeah,
like
it's a
to,
really
yeah.
interesting tour.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it is.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I've said this how many times you hear me say this on this show. History and paranormal are the same
They
thing.
totally go together.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, you can't have one without the
Yeah,
other.
they're
So
married.
yeah, yeah.
For sure. For
Yeah.
sure. Yeah, so he's exhausted.
Oh yeah, I'm
He's
sure. Yeah.
exhausted. Yeah.
So it's the perfect time to start doing a radio
Of
show.
course.
Yeah.
yeah.
Catch your breath and then just
Just keep going.
Pile it on,
Yeah.
pile it
right.
on.
Pile it on. Right. Exactly.
Take it while it comes, Yeah, that's it, yeah. Hey, this is the stuff that keeps us busy. It's always nice to be able to do something that you enjoy doing. How many years we've all had to work because we had to work. Now it's nice to, if you're fortunate enough to have a job that you really enjoy doing, and it wasn't a job that you did just to pay the bills, but now it's nice to be able, to say, well, I'm semi-retired now, or I'm retired. I can do this, at my leisure and do what I want, and it's nice. It's a different thing now to be able to have the leisure time to do what you want to do.
Yeah.
And, it's nice.
Or just cram it into the schedule. Either way.
Yeah.
If you want it bad enough, right, Mike?
Well, yes, yeah.
If you
That's
want it
what I
bad
mean.
enough, you just cram it into the
find the
schedule.
time.
You
That's
don't
how
worry
things
about
goes.
it.
It's like everything comes in one day, and then 2 or 3 days nothing, and then boom, everything's on one day. That's just how it works.
Sleeping
yeah.
is highly overrated. It's not necessary.
Just break out that coffee.
Yep.
Sometimes, in
3 cups
actuality,
for you and
I,
no more, Bob.
I find myself that sometimes I actually do better on less sleep. It's an amazing thing. Sometimes
Isn't
I-
that
I can-
funny?
yeah,
too.
sometimes
It
on
is
less
funny.
sleep I do better than if I get more. Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, it's absolutely true. It's like you go into hyper overdrive and
Yeah.
you think more clearly, or maybe you think you do, but you're
Yeah,
really
yeah.
not.
Until you crash
Until you
afterwards.
crash afterwards. That's exactly
Many people in history, like Napoleon, only needed 4 hours of sleep. A lot
That's
of-
the example
lot of
you're
military.
using.
A lot of well,
It
that's
went
one.
well for him for a
I'm
while.
not sure that worked for him.
lot of military people and military leaders and stuff. They said they only need 4 or 5 hours of sleep, and they're so maybe
lot
the
of
mind is
doctors.
always doctors
yeah,
too.
they're-
That I worry about. The
I
the
know.
doctors.
Yeah, I wouldn't want.
I
Yeah.
want to
the
be
end
his
of their
first
24 hours.
surgery, not the
yeah,
last one.
yeah.
I wanna check how many hours of sleep you
Yeah.
have before you cut into me.
Because they are sometimes they're like 15, 16 hours, 18 hours in one
Yeah.
surgery. That's a
Yeah.
long time to be But you can't walk away from it. Stop.
Right.
Let's go to lunch. Put a clamp on this.
Oh
See
God.
right there.
My
I'm
sister,
gonna go have my chicken. Hold on.
my sister always used to say, "Oh, I could sleep when I'm dead," but I don't know. Talking to you folks, I think there are some spirits that don't get too much sleep. And
Yeah,
rest.
they seem to be really busy too.
They have a full schedule.
Yeah.
Oh yes, they do. Yeah, yeah. I think they get their rest too.
Yeah.
They sneak it in here or there.
Either that or they're going, there's another tour coming. I thought I had a night off.
Yes.
Now we're
Yeah.
expecting you guys to show yourselves on this one. So wouldn't it be nice if we could just call them at will? Like that.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be so much easier, but not as much fun.
We're bringing a group there. There'll be 30. What can you do for us? Do you think
Yeah.
you'd be able to? You get people that do. No, I'm sure you guys get this too.
Oh,
People
yeah.
do say, "Are we going to see ghosts on this tour?" People do.
Really?
Oh, you do. You get people that say, "Are we going to see
Are they
ghosts?"
looking for
And I
some kind of
tell them
journey?
honestly, probably not. But has it happened? Sometimes it does. I said, so it does go both ways. But in all actuality, you probably will not. I have to tell you, to be honest.
And,
They don't perform on command.
No, they don't. It's hard to conjure them up, so to
and
speak.
I would think you don't see ghosts as often as you
Hear 'em.
hear or have a sense or
Yeah.
the little hairs on the back of your neck kind of thing.
You are completely correct.
Yeah.
I will have to steer you guys to a video that I took at Yorktown Memorial Hospital in Yorktown, Texas,
Okay.
about a year ago.
Uh-huh.
And it is the holy grail of ghost hunt evidence. It's the holy grail. I actually caught a full-blown apparition on video coming out of a wall.
Wow.
Yeah. I'll have to steer you to that video.
Yeah.
It's posted on the White Dog Paranormal site.
Oh, okay.
But I just posted it on the radio show site as well, Decoding the Unknown, because I did another radio show with a paranormal personality, and she was at the Yorktown Memorial Hospital with me.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, and I didn't even know I caught it at the time. It just stepped out of a wall, and my camera wouldn't focus. And it
So
did
now,
that.
were you able to see it when you were
Oh,
filming it, or no? On the
no.
film it came out.
No, I didn't know until after we went back and looked.
Yeah, that's usually the way it works. You don't see them like
It
right
was
then and there, but
shocking.
later on they look at the film or the photos, and there they are. Yeah.
Yeah, it came out, stopped. I think it looked at me, and then walked like a human being into the opposite wall.
So, I
caught it on
the way
video.
I've had it happen.
That's
I've
amazing.
never. For me, it's like the unexpected. I wasn't actually looking for anything, and 4 times in my life that I've actually seen them, there they were. And
It's
but,
amazing.
But 4 times, 4 times actually, and twice I actually talked with them. Yeah.
Oh wow!
Really? While it was
twice.
happening?
Yeah, twice I actually talked with them. Yeah, talked. Yeah.
So
One
did
time
you,
I didn't realize they were ghosts. Another time I knew it was a ghost.
Wait, you thought it was a person?
2 people.
And you were having a conversation
Had a
and you thought it
conversation
was
with
with
them.
people.
Had a conversation with them, talking to them just like we're talking right here.
Wow.
Yep, talking with them just like we're talking right here, and then I kind of turned away for a second. When I came back, they were just nowhere to be found. They just vanished into nothingness, literally.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. And that was a Bachelor's Grove experience for me. Yeah.
Oh wow.
I
That is-
caught.
Yeah.
I've
No,
got
that's not
to
one of
ask
them-
you something.
Yeah, not one of the more famous ones, but it's one that I had there. Yeah.
Was it a man?
Two young guys.
Two young guys.
Two young
Were
guys,
they
like maybe-
walking?
Yeah, like
I have a picture of something in Bachelor's Grove called the Walking Man.
oh yeah, the yellow suit man, the one that walks through the trees.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's around. Yeah,
I
but
caught him on.
Oh, you
on,
got him,
I
okay.
got a picture of him.
Oh.
I can't tell that he's wearing yellow. He's completely see-through, but he's walking past a tree and he's in stride.
Now, what I found out with him, now I've never seen his apparition. You know, if there's apparitions I have seen, I tell you. If there's things I haven't, I don't lie to you. I don't make them up. I haven't seen it. I haven't experienced it.
Right.
And I've really experienced none of the famous things at Bachelor's Grove.
Me either.
The lady in white or the yellow suit man or the
Well, I
you know,
caught
the
him.
farmer and
I
the
didn't
plow and
see
all
him
these
broad
things.
daylight,
I've
but
never none
yeah.
of the famous, getting out of the way of the car or the house and all that kind
Right.
of thing. None of the famous stuff I've ever experienced. But I've had other things happen to me there.
So you
Other-
were talking to two people.
I was actually on a tour. I've told this story before. This is going back about 17 years maybe, and I was actually on a tour with someone else. It wasn't I wasn't even doing tours at that time. And I was with this group on this tour, and the lady that was running the tour, her and I, she kind of left her group over like by where the tombstones are in Bachelor's Grove, and then we kind of veered off. We went on the trails, her and I, and we're looking around back there. And I said, geez, I hadn't been, and I really hadn't. That was like the first time I had been out there probably in a few years. And I remember like where the foundations are back here, and
Right.
the wells and that kind of stuff, like in the back, further back and all that. And I just couldn't find them. I was looking around, she was looking, I just couldn't find them. So I saw these two guys. And I says, hey, do you guys know where the foundations are? You're probably closer to them than I am there. And they, oh, sure, come on over. We'll show you where they're at. Fine. So I walked over with them.
Oh, wow.
Janine left. She didn't. Her name was Janine. She left. She went back to her group, back with them and everything. And I went with these two guys. And sure enough, they led me to where the houses were, or whatever those foundations are, sheds or houses, whatever they were. We're talking about that, and we're talking about the wells. And I said, yeah, it's really funny that there's wells here, and there's all this water, and just different things we're talking, and that and the other. And then I just distracted myself. Nothing, no sound or anything that made me turn or anything. But I just kind of looked away for just a second, and when I looked back, poof, they were just gone. Nothing. And I said, oh, come on. First thing is, they're playing tricks on me.
Yeah.
They're doing, in Bachelor's Grove. There's, your imagination. This and
There's
that.
nowhere to go, though.
And I thought maybe they're laying down somewhere, fooling around with me or
Right.
something. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. And then I started thinking, well, what did they look like? Then my mind started clicking. I wasn't really in tune with this at first. Then when I started thinking it, I said, okay, T-shirts on. We all had jackets. It was kind of a cool day. They're in T-shirts and they're in bell-bottoms. And I said, okay, this is 17 years ago. Nobody was wearing
Yeah.
bell-bottoms,
Wow.
I thought, well, maybe some of the kids are into retro clothing or something. And, okay, I didn't think too much of it, but I left and I, crossed a little creek and back. I went in that. And then I didn't say anything to Janine, and then we got back on the bus, and our next point that we stopped at the tour, which was Holy Sepulchre Cemetery we went to. And I kind of pulled her aside, and I says, Janine, do you think you would remember those two guys that we were talking with? And she goes, yeah. And she was waiting, and I says, well, I'll tell you something. She says, Bob, why do you think I didn't go with you? Yeah, she was a little more. I said, well, thanks a lot.
She left you.
She left me with them, and that she was much more in tune with it than I was. She kind of knew something was not right here, something was going on. So she
Wow.
left. She got out of it, but I
Wow.
stayed with them, and nothing happened, But, just,
But that's
yeah,
amazing.
yeah.
Wow.
So that happened to me over there. Yeah,
Oh, my
yeah,
goodness.
that happened. Yeah.
And that was daylight.
Oh
Broad
yeah,
daylight.
Yeah.
yeah, daylight. Yeah, daylight on a tour. Like we were on a tour
Yeah.
in Bachelor's
Wow.
Grove on a tour. Yeah. So it doesn't have to be midnight at night and a thunderstormy night and that kind of thing.
Right.
So yeah. So
Oh,
they
wow.
show themselves. Yeah.
Amazing.
That's
I've
really
had things
something.
happen there, and then one time I was bringing a tour group through at Bachelor's Grove Cemetery. And you know how you have to walk that long road up to it now that you can no longer drive there. You have to walk all the way up there. And we were walking up there to go into the cemetery, and all of a sudden this blast of cold just came from nowhere, and everybody felt it. It was a warm day, like these days we've been having now, a nice sunny,
Right.
warm, 75-degree day. And and everybody just said, my gosh, all of a sudden, did you feel that cold blast? They says, yeah, that's common around here. You're going to get that. Well, you took a step or two right after that, and it got warm
And it was hot again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So those temperature swings, you get that a lot there.
Oh,
so if I
yeah.
experience stuff like that there, and tree shaking, that'll happen to me a lot too. Like I'll be there kind
Really?
of scouting around, and a tree will just shake for no reason. They're still, it's a very still day, no wind, no nothing, and the tree just starts
Oh,
going.
wow.
And I always think that tree is like over someone's grave or something.
Oh,
It's,
yeah. And it could be.
And that's why it's
I mean,
shaking, yeah.
everything's so displaced.
Yeah.
It
Oh,
really
yeah.
could be.
You just don't know.
Yeah.
It's a real hodgepodge. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. What's left there? So I've experienced those things there. None of the famous ones, that kind of stuff. I have to say, I've never really
Me
experienced
either.
those. Yeah.
Me either. And I know everybody
Sometimes-
wants that, but
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes it's just the person is just maybe not right for it. Sometimes the timing isn't right. Right person, wrong time, right person. Who knows? Just
Right.
whatever. Conditions just aren't right. Whatever it is, when things do click, something materializes
Right.
itself. And happens. So,
it was the same
Yeah.
way with that picture. I've been back there 3 times, and I took that picture in a clearing in broad daylight.
Mhm.
Didn't see a thing, and got home at midnight. Opened
And
up
you got-
the laptop and looked at
What's
it.
in your picture?
It is the walking man. He
Oh,
is
him. Yeah, you
walking
said that,
in
yeah.
stride,
Uh-huh.
and you can see hands moving. He's in profile. His leg is way out.
Ah, okay. yeah.
And I even went back to try to reproduce it, thinking, okay, this maybe I just caught what looked like
Yeah.
a person.
Yeah.
And I couldn't. I went to the exact spot. I literally tried to put the camera in that frame. I probably took 20 pictures. I couldn't get it again to save my life. So
I've
for
had that
sure.
happen. I've had that happen too.
Yeah.
Like places where I've had an experience or something, I've gone back there and tried to recreate what I was
yeah,
doing.
to make
see
just to
if I could-
debunk
and-
it if
yeah,
possible.
yeah,
Maybe it's a
exactly.
bush, you
yeah,
know.
you try to,
Yeah.
you try
Right,
to,
you never
yeah,
know.
you try to say what caused this,
Right.
to rationalize it,
Right.
and then when you can't, okay, how do I explain this?
Yeah,
Boom,
right.
that's it,
yeah, yeah.
And
it
then
was
when you tell
amazing.
this story, it's like, well, people are going to believe you or they're not going to believe you, but that's what happened.
Right.
That's what I say, so that's just the way it goes. Yeah. So myself, I haven't seen them that much, but I've experienced other things. I've
Yeah.
had that happen. But twice I've actually talked, conversed.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Mhm.
That's
Yeah.
really something.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
Very cool.
it does happen. And then of course the hearing things. We've all heard the footsteps. We've
Oh,
all
yeah.
heard the doorbell. We've all heard the knocks on the door. We've had the phone ring. We've had, that happened to me last night. The phone rang about 11 o'clock at night. I went to pick it up and nothing. And then there was nobody. Usually they'll leave a message or something. No message, no nothing. The phone just rang. I picked it up. Nothing there. Boom.
At
That was
all?
it. Nothing. Mm.
Now, do you have a landline,
Oh,
or
yeah.
was this your cell? It was
No,
a
no.
landline.
Yeah,
Okay.
landline. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah, nothing there
Yeah.
at all. Yeah. So that happens kind of frequently, too.
Well, I noticed that the longer I do this,
Mm-hmm.
the more in tune I've become,
Yeah.
to the point where, we'll be doing an investigation or we'll be doing something, and I will say repeatedly, "Did you hear that voice? Did you hear that? Did you hear that? Did you hear that?" And the other investigators are looking at me. They're like, "We haven't heard anything. We haven't heard a thing, Michelle. We don't know what you're hearing." And then I go back and play my audio, and there's something right before. Probably the creepiest one I ever had was at Waverly, and I was
Now,
coming.
is Waverly where the axe murderers were? Is that the one?
No,
or
Waverly was one of the premier tuberculosis hospitals
Oh, okay.
Yes,
All right.
yes.
in Kentucky
Okay.
at the time. And it changed hands a number of times. It became an asylum at one point.
okay.
So it was TB, then asylum, then a poorhouse, and and then it
Oh,
just
yeah.
finally they shut the doors.
That's it. Yeah.
And it's huge. I mean, the place is gigantic.
Now, is this the place that they bought, but they keep it open for the tours?
Yes.
Okay.
Correct. Yeah.
This seems to be
And-
like a trend in paranormal
Oh,
now.
c-
You
completely.
get these people that are going and they're buying like an old hospital,
Right.
Or they buy these old
Yes.
places, and I wonder sometimes if they're haunting it, for
Oh,
business.
maybe.
because they bought
Maybe.
it. Now we got
Yeah.
to get people to come here.
Right.
If we have nothing going on,
Right.
who's
You gotta
going to
have
come?
something happening.
Who,
Yeah.
wants to, who wants to come into an abandoned building?
Yeah.
Unless
Right.
we got something going on. So I mean,
there's
there is
so many
there is
ghost hunting teams.
there is one very well known author who I won't say names because I don't like to do that.
Oh.
But he actually never mind. But he actually haunted a town.
Oh, gee,
Really?
really?
He haunted the town. He opened up a bookstore in the town and sold, occult books and stuff like that. He haunted the whole town. And then later on, he himself admitted, he says, "No, there's nothing that goes on in that town. There's nothing that goes on."
Oh my gosh!
Geez, you just kind of bit your own hand there, didn't you? But he said, "Yeah, no, there's nothing that goes on there." He says, "I did that myself. It's good for business."
Oh,
It's like, okay, all right.
that's
Yeah.
crazy.
And he admitted it to me, and I thought, okay, I kind of always suspected it, but he came out and said it. So,
Oh,
yeah.
wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, Waverly, for sure, there's something going on there because it was probably one of the most intense places I've ever been in. And I did the tour on my own the first time I went because the whole team had been there before. It was my first time, so the guy who gave the tour gave it to me. And there was this moment in the audio. I got so many EVPs. It was off the charts crazy, the stuff that I heard after the fact. And we were coming down the stairs, and you hear me go to the guy who's giving the tour. I go, "Did you hear that? Somebody just like whispered really loudly." And he goes, "No, I didn't hear anything." And I'm like, "Oh man, I got a really bad pain in my neck." I go back and listen to my audio, and this is what it sounds like. You. And then
You did good.
Yeah,
that's what it sounded like. And then you hear me go, did you just hear that whispered? And that really ugly kind of you at the end. I think I was hit because my neck, it felt like somebody karate chopped me.
That's another thing I've never experienced. There's so many of these investigators that I've had on the show and talked to privately and this and that and the other. You know, I've been grabbed by the legs, I've been bit, I've been scratched, I've this, I've that. One actually had a sexual relationship with a ghost.
I've heard that.
Yeah, so, you know, so these things mean nothing. I have to admit, nothing. Never been touched, never felt anything, never.
Really?
Nobody brushed the back of my head, nothing. No, honestly, never
I
been
have
touched.
had my hair pulled.
Yeah, no, none of
I
that.
think I
yeah.
got pinched once.
Yeah.
I think I was kissed once on the cheek. There's been a number of things
Richard
that have
Dawson.
actually. Okay, Bob, you got to explain that.
The kissing host. Yeah, if you're old enough to remember,
that's
the original host of Family Feud, Richard Dawson, was the kissing host because he kissed everybody.
He did.
And now
he
the
did.
kissing
He
ghost.
totally
Until
did.
then, when he got married, he stopped kissing because he says it's not right for me to, you know, that I'm married now. You know, he got remarried and he says, no, I can't kiss anymore. You know, so
Ratings went down.
Yeah. Right.
That's what everyone was watching.
Right. Yeah. So
no, I've never
yeah.
had that experience. Never been touched like that, but so many of the investigators have. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's wild.
But see, my thing with the EVPs and with the recordings is, you know, I always feel like if they're trying to come from the beyond and they have some message to tell us, or they're trying to communicate with us, why is it always these inaudible things? And it sounds like somebody playing with the knobs on the radio, and it's like, oh, you got to have the trained ear to listen to this. I mean, like when I saw these guys, I stood there, I conversed with them, I
Right.
talked with them, I understood everything they said. The other one that I experienced, I talked with him. I
Right.
experienced it, you know. So why are they coming in a way that we can't understand? If they've got something they want to tell us,
Yeah.
and why do we need all this special, you know, there again, not to down anything here. Sometimes,
right.
sometimes I like to play the devil's advocate on this show.
I don't blame you.
Yeah, but, you know, why do we need all this special stuff to get these sounds and all this? You know,
Yeah.
I don't know, you know.
The equipment, I think, just sometimes it allows a greater amount of energy. I don't have all the answers, but it allows
Yeah.
a greater amount of energy. And there is a theory.
That's what I thought you would say.
Well, there is a theory that they can use the electronic equipment to gather energy to actually manifest. But I think it's like anything else. It's almost like when you're listening to the radio or anything else, it's like a fine tuning. So sometimes you can come in and sometimes you can't. And I know I've had my own experiences with my dead relatives where I actually had something happen with my father after he had passed. And it was the most hilarious thing I've ever... It was a dream. And in the dream, I was laying in my bed and there was this guy in khakis and a blue shirt next to the bed. And
That's how Pa always looked, huh?
right.
Yeah.
No, my dad didn't
No?
look that
Oh.
way. But then I saw my dad in the ceiling, and it was like this static. And he said, Michelle, I'm trying to tell you something. And I look over at the guy next to the bed, and he's holding a telephone cord, and he has glasses on, and he goes, it's not that kind of connection. And he looked like a guy who worked in IT. It was really hysterical.
Jeez,
It was
yeah.
really hysterical. So I do think it's kind of a
So
tuning thing.
two completely unrelated ghosts, and you happen to
Oh,
see
yeah.
both at the same time.
Both
yeah.
at the same time. Yeah.
99%
For sure.
of the time, I like to say this, I think most people's first experience or big experience with paranormal is through a relative.
Oh, yeah,
Through,
for
you know,
sure.
somebody passed
Yeah.
away, they experienced
100%.
something. Yeah. You
Yeah,
know, so
100%.
yeah. And then sometimes it goes on to other things. Maybe that starts it.
Right.
And then they, you know.
Right. But I
more
have to
stuff
say, if you watch the haunted shows, they always talk about getting these Class A EVPs. When you're doing this all the time, we have stuff that is clear as day. There is no mistaking what was said. There's no confusion about it. It is clear as a bell. One time I said, can you say one of the names of the people that were in the room? And you can clearly hear after that, Michelle.
Okay,
It is
fine. You know, that's
clear
yeah,
as day.
you know,
There's
that-
a lot
yeah.
like that.
But
a
the
lot
stuff where
more
you hear,
than you think.
like, where you hear these little whispers and this kind
Oh,
of stuff,
yeah,
and that, you know,
yeah,
it's like
yeah.
I
It's
don't
hard
know.
to
You know,
tell.
some of it
Yeah.
I doubt. I'm a
Yeah,
little.
you have
know,
to
I don't
doubt
like
it.
to. No one's lying, of course. They've all experienced. They're
Right.
experiencing
You
something
have to be
here.
a skeptic on top of an.
But myself, I says sometimes
an
I just don't.
investigator.
Yeah, you know, so you know,
right.
yeah. What am I going to say? Yeah.
For sure.
Well, let's make some more noise. You guys want to sing a song
Love
here for
it.
us?
Sure.
Stand up. We're going to record you. Sing into the horn here, and we'll do an acoustic recording. Just to kind of give you a little bit of description, since this is radio, I've got an old Edison machine here from about 1905. And we have the horn, metal horn on an old phonograph, actually, I should say. Gramophone was a disc machine. This is cylinders. And we're going to record Mike and Jessica on a wax cylinder, just like they would have been recorded, 100 years ago. This is how you did it. For the first 30 years in the recording industry, from the time it started in the early 90s, commercial recordings, that is, up until about 1925 when they came out the microphone. This is how all the artists made their records. They did them all acoustically like this. So sometimes they turned out good, sometimes they didn't. I think tonight we'll get a good response to it because the temperature is good and there's no humidity in that. That all has a factor in this. I'm going to stop for just a second here, so we're going to have a little dead air time for just a second here while I get the machine started. And what are you going to sing for us?
We're going to sing Wagon Wheel.
Okay, they're going to sing Wagon Wheel. I guess that would be kind of appropriate. Okay, give me a second to walk over to the machine here, get it started, and then you're going to hear Mike and Jessica sing, and we're going to play back the record and hear how it sounds.
We'll be fine.
Mike and Jessica Roedner singing Wagon Wheels.
Down south to the land of the pines, thumbing my way into North Carolina, staring down the road and praying to God I see headlights. I made it down the coast in 17 hours, picking me a bouquet of dogwood flowers, and I'm hoping for Riley I can see my baby tonight. So rock me, mama, like a wagon wheel. Rock me, mama, any way you feel. Hey, mama, rock me. Rock me, mama, like the wind and the rain. Rock me, mama, like a southbound train. Hey, mama, rock me. Up to New England, I was born to be a fiddler in an old-time string band. They play the guitar, I pick a banjo now. Oh, those North Country winters keep on getting me down. Lost my money playing poker, I had to up and leave, but I ain't turning back, living that old life no more. So rock me, mama, like a wagon wheel. Rock me, mama, any way you feel. Hey, mama, rock me. Rock me, mama, like the wind and the rain. Rock me, mama, like a southbound train. Hey, mama, rock me. Well, I was walking to the south out of Roanoke, caught a trucker out of Philly, had a nice long toke. He's headed west from the Cumberland Gap to Johnson City, Tennessee. I gotta get a move on there for the sun. Yeah, my baby's calling my name and I know that she's the only one. And if I die in Raleigh, at least then I die free. So rock me, mama, like a wagon wheel. Rock me, mama, any way you feel. Hey, mama, rock me. Rock me, mama, like the wind and the rain. Rock me, mama, like a southbound train. Hey, mama, rock me.
Very good, guys. Yeah. Okay, we're going to see what happened. I recorded it. It shaved it. It was shaving it kind of lightly. I don't think it was digging in deeply enough. But we'll play it back in just a second here. I'll get the machine ready, and we'll see what happened.
That was wonderful.
It only records for like about 2 minutes, so that's why you don't get the full song. So all the early records were shortened. Yeah, they were all like 2-minute versions of it until later on. Then they found a way to record them for 4 minutes to get fuller selections in. So you guys just talk for a little bit, and I'll get this thing ready, and we'll see if we can play it back. Keep yourselves busy for a second.
Talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah, amongst yourselves. That's exactly right.
Well, I'm going to do a little commercial for the Village of Brookfield because I work for them. And just want to let you know that we are going to be doing a holiday celebration in town Saturday, December 3rd from 2 to 7 p.m. There's all kind of stuff going on throughout the town and at the Village Hall.
Nice.
Jess and I will be singing.
Yep, over
Oh,
at Irish Times Pub.
Times.
Oh, nice.
Christmas carols.
And I have a question. So, how did you guys get into the 10 and 10? I'm really curious how that started.
I got into it from playwriting, and I was at a writers' conference where they were talking about 10-minute play festivals, and I just kind of was like, oh, I could do that. So I
Wow.
just
Didn't you guys go to see one in college one time?
well,
or was
we
that...
I took a couple classes,
Oh, okay.
theater writing classes where we did 10-minute plays. So
Maybe that's what
I
was
love it.
thinking.
And then how do you choose? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was going to say, and then he had one of his plays, a 10-minute play was done at Western Springs
yeah,
Theater.
they did.
Wow, you're
Yeah, when that
kidding.
was written.
Yeah.
And then how did you find your playwrights?
We put stuff out. We got a lot from the Chicago Dramatists as a group
Oh,
of players
yeah.
in this area.
Yeah.
But then just other like
Word of mouth.
word of mouth and a couple other like writers forums and stuff online and we
you
got-
spearheaded the whole thing?
yeah.
That's really
Yeah, I
impressive,
think we
you
got
guys.
we got what 60 plays or so submitted, and then we had a
Wow.
committee that picked the 10 best.
Well, this is great because if you have 60, you've got more to choose from
Yeah,
every year,
exactly,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
It makes
had-
it slightly easier.
Yeah,
And you had some pretty accomplished writers.
we had we
submit
have a couple
plays,
like
too.
award-winning playwrights and stuff.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that is amazing. I have to say, $5 for a ticket is nothing.
Yeah, that's,
It's
Anybody can
basically-
afford that. It's so nice. That means whole families can go without
Yeah.
breaking the bank.
Exactly, and they're doing that to mainly bring some culture into the towns.
Oh, I love
'cause-
that.
Make it
And-
accessible and
I love that. If you're hearing that sound, by the way, they haven't suddenly changed instruments. That is Bob trying to figure out if he
If we
got the
recorded.
device to record.
Well, we did the recording, and we got nothing. This is what we got.
Aw.
Yeah, this is what we got.
Maybe it's a ghost.
Yeah, we just got a lot of
Maybe
scratch.
there's an
We got a lot of
buried
scratch and
there.
hiss. For whatever reason, the stylist did not cut the wax deep enough. Yeah, it just
that's
didn't do
bad.
it. So we got a lot of scratch and hiss on it, but no sound came out. Yeah.
It was still very good.
oh, thank you.
Very good. It was very good. Bob, do you think that recorded on the mics? Do you think that came through?
Oh, the sound did.
Okay, good. Okay, good.
You're tuned to WRHS FM, Norridge, Illinois.
Wonderful.
That came out.
What is that?
That was me in the beginning of the thing, just testing it out.
Oh, for a moment there, I thought we got an EVP on the
I was thinking.
No dice, guys. Sorry about that.
and it was
Uh-huh.
laughing at us.
Right.
Well, that did not work. The first time I did this was much more successful. This time I don't know what went wrong, but it just didn't cut the wax deep enough.
Well, you sounded wonderful anyway.
What I think, yeah, you guys sounded good. What I think happened was I actually used another machine when I did this, and it was a home phonograph, so it was a little different machine than the standard phonograph, which I brought here, and I think the stylus sits a little deeper on the other machine, so it digs into the wax a little more.
Yeah,
Okay.
it cuts.
I was too lazy. I didn't want to move the heavy. I didn't want to move the heavy machine today, so I thought, well, I'll use this one. But I've never used this one before, so that's what I got was a lot of hiss. And I'm sorry I didn't do it because also we didn't get a good recording, but I just blew $65.
Yeah.
Because the wax,
Yeah,
the
the
wax
wax
blanks are about $65 a piece
Oh,
for those.
wow,
So yeah,
those
they're
are
very
not
expensive.
cheap.
Yeah, they're expensive. But we can shave that down and re-record it. So that just did not work. Of course, this is live radio, and sometimes these things happen.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's the way it goes. Yeah.
Well, you
But
sounded wonderful.
good performance by you guys. Yeah.
performance
Thank
was
you.
great.
Yeah, and I'm sure even though you were over there, you weren't by the mics. I'm sure the mics picked that up
Oh,
because you
yeah.
were singing good and loud. So
Yeah.
I'm sure it got picked up. Yeah. So
For
we'll get a
sure.
good a good song out of you on the radio.
radio,
Yeah.
yeah.
For the
Alright,
show,
Love
yeah.
it.
Well, John, do we need to wrap? Are we running overtime? Oh, you don't care. We can keep going. Yeah, all right. Yeah. So now the show we're doing Wednesday night. This is coming on Wednesday at 10 o'clock?
10 o'clock. It's 10 to 11.
10 to 11. I'll be on the air there for an hour talking Titanic, talking Eastland, and
Yep.
all that stuff. And
We're going to have a good discussion about it.
you got to give me your number so I can call in and, so I know the call
I don't
number
want to do that
and
on
everything.
air, but yes, I will give that to
Oh,
you.
you wanna-
You don't want
Yeah,
everybody
that could
calling
be-
in?
Yeah.
Do you take callers on the show? Or?
We do, but
Oh,
on
okay.
this one we won't be.
You won't on this one?
We
Okay.
won't be on this way.
Ah, okay.
This one we're just going to kind of really tell people the story, and you and I are going to talk about it, and I have some stuff I definitely want to ask you.
Cool, okay.
And again, the show is Decoding the Unknown.
Give me a Titanic question. Go ahead. Anything.
Was there really the unsinkable Molly Brown?
Yes, there was.
Was she on the Titanic?
Yes, she was. Margaret Tobin. Her name was Margaret Tobin. She was a Denver millionairess. Yeah, she and her husband were actually separated. So Molly Brown, she never liked to be called Molly. She liked Margaret. And her thing was she liked to get, her goal was to get into the upper echelons of high society at that time, which she never quite was able to do. Even though she had the money, but she wasn't old money like the Astors or
Right.
the Wideners or the Guggenheims. She wasn't that. Although she had the money, her and her husband hit it big in Denver in silver mining. They had the Little Johnny Silver Mine. So they made a ton
wow.
of money, yeah. And she was actually bringing on the Titanic a crate of Egyptian monuments for a museum in Denver, which
Oh,
went
my
down on the
goodness.
ship. Yeah, went down.
Oh,
yeah,
my
yeah.
goodness.
Mhm.
Well,
Yeah.
then that means the movie depicted her pretty
she-
accurately.
It does actually depict her accurately, and also the lifeboat that she was in, she did persuade the ladies to take the oars and start rowing. And she
Absolutely.
did want them to go back. She did want them to go
Absolutely.
back, but they didn't. They wouldn't go back.
They wouldn't go back.
I think Quartermaster Hitchens was in charge of that lifeboat,
Mm-hmm.
and he would not allow them to go back because he was afraid they were going to get swamped.
Yes.
So he wouldn't allow them to go back to pick up survivors. So
Right.
well, all right. So that's the kind of stuff we're going to talk about.
That's the
huh?
kind of stuff we're
Okay.
gonna talk about.
I'm ready for you. I got
Good.
I'm ready for you.
I'm looking forward to
Yeah.
it.
Okay. So this will be Wednesday night. Also this week Wednesday, before I do the Titanic, the radio show, I will be. Geez, I just forgot the name of the show. Did I write it? I didn't write it down.
Well, you have quite the social calendar going there.
Yeah. Before I do that, I'll be over at the Elsip Park District, the Apollo Park District over there in Elsip, and I'll be talking on the Egyptian Book of the Dead.
Oh,
So we go from one
interesting.
extreme to the other. I'll be talking all about the Egyptian afterlife, the Book of the Dead. I like that. I got the idea for that program a few years back because they says, you watch these movies, these mummy movies, and everybody's running around for this mysterious Book of the Dead that there's only one and it has all these powers and all that. Very different. Real Book of the Dead is something very, very different from what you see in the films and that. And I wanted to kind of dispel some of those myths, although it does have a lot of magic to it. A lot of Egyptian magic. So I'll be talking about that at the Park District there. They do charge for this. I think they charge, it's $5 or $10. It's not much. I know that we got a few people signed up. And I'm going to be doing that program this Wednesday. And then after that is over, I zip right home and dial the phone number and we'll be
That's right.
talking Titanic. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
So yeah. Mhm.
And that's on clearsourceradio.com.
That's another question I get asked a lot too. They always say, "Was there a mummy's curse on the Titanic?" Because there was this thing about a mummy being shipped that went down on the ship, and that no,
Really?
there really wasn't. No, there wasn't a mummy on there. Yeah,
Oh, that's
Yeah.
I've never heard that before.
yeah. There was it a mummy's curse that sank the ship? But no, there was no mummy on the ship.
Bob, did you hear about the nurse that was on the Titanic? She
Oh,
was part
Violet
of
Jessup.
Yep.
the
Violet
line.
Jessup.
Yes,
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Oh, Violet's
Good,
got
we're
a
going
great
to talk
sto-
about Violet too.
Violet's got a great story. I love
Good.
Violet Jessup.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're going to talk about Violet
Yeah.
too.
She actually was on all three ships.
Yes.
She was on all the sisters.
And
she was
survived.
She was on the Olympic.
a
She was on
couple of
Titanic and on the
catastrophes.
Britannic.
Yes.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. She got some great stories. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She wrote a real neat book, Titanic Survivor, I think she calls it, about
Oh,
her
wow.
about her years at sea and stuff like that.
I think at that point you kind of have to write a book.
You
have to.
try
If you
to-
survive 3
Yeah, you
times.
have to.
She
Yeah.
she had an interesting life in the thing that she actually left home and had a career at sea for many years. Did this at a time when this was
Women
not really
did
open
that.
Right,
for women.
Not
right.
really.
It
There
wasn't.
weren't. In those days there
Absolutely.
wasn't much. There was marriage. There was working in a store, maybe some secretarial work. Although this
Teacher?
was
Yeah,
1912,
government or
things were just
something.
starting to change. And then, of course, in a couple of years, the First World War would change things drastically for women.
Right.
Women's roles would be very different.
became-
but up until
they
that time,
worked.
women just didn't. Yeah, women didn't
Yeah.
do too much. So she was at sea for many years on these ships working, and at a
Right.
time when women really didn't do that kind of
Yeah.
thing.
It's-
And she
it's
apparently
really
had
something.
she had what it took because she was a first class stewardess. So she made the grade for White Star because they hired only the best.
Only
So,
the best,
yeah,
right?
mhm, yeah.
Right.
So we'll
Good,
be
so
talking
we'll
about
talk about
we'll
Violet,
talk about
too.
her. Yeah, we'll talk about Violet. Yeah, so we'll get all these people in there. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Excellent.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. I like talking Titanic.
Good,
Except
and
it's
I wanna
unusual.
hear it.
It's very unusual me doing it this time of the year. 'Cause usually everybody has me do it in
Right.
April.
Well, you see, we're a brand new show, so
Yeah.
we really wanted to knock it out of the park.
Yeah, you want to get some good stuff on
yeah,
there.
we want to get
yeah.
some really good stuff on there,
Yeah.
and we wanted to branch out and not do just the paranormal stuff. So we're so happy to
Sure.
hear the paranormal stories associated with that. But when Tony said you were an expert on it, I was like, "That's it. We got to have him." And now,
yeah.
right now,
Yeah, we'll get on there. I got to look up your website. There's a your website is what is
well,
it?
it's Facebook, and it's
Oh, Facebook.
Decoding the Unknown.
That was the name of the show, and I forgot.
Right. Now, the most important thing there is that if you you have to go to clearsourceradio.com and you've got to download to either your iPhone or your Android the app.
Okay.
Yeah, and then you can listen to it anywhere,
Ah,
or you
okay.
can listen live on the website on the laptop.
Now
if you
Wednesday
wanna
night
do
will
that.
will they be
Yeah,
here
it's
Wednesday
live.
nights? Oh, they will hear
It's
it live.
live.
Okay, cool.
Right.
All right.
Not pre-recorded. It's
So I'm
live.
expecting 3 people sitting right here to be
Yeah.
tuning into
I'm
that
a
show.
vote.
Well, I've heard your talk on Titanic, and you always bring something interesting
Oh, I love
with
that.
it. Yeah.
absolutely.
It's
I'm
very-
doing coming up in January. I'm doing. Oh, geez, look who's here! Somebody just see. I told you we got to leave a seat open. We don't know who's going to walk in. Just a couple of guys came in with a plate of food, something for Mr. John DeVita there. Yeah. We always leave a seat open. Coming up in January, I'm doing a display cabinet, a case of Titanic stuff, Titanic, memorabilia and things, and that I'm doing. And then I'm doing one on stereo views because I collect old, the old stereographs, the 3D images. And I've got a lot of
yeah.
I got a lot of real old ones of the Chicago Fire and
Oh, wow.
a trip through Sears Roebuck and Company, a turn of the century trip through Sears Roebuck. Yeah, they sold these for like 35 cents. It was like a set of stereographs. It took you on a trip through Sears. You could see how their operation worked.
Oh,
and that. Yeah.
wow.
So I'll be doing a display of all old stereographs next. I just thought that was always interesting because it's,
Yeah,
it's
I-
a little bit. It's something of our history, something of our time that's kind of images are there. It's,
Right.
Yeah.
And then of course a lot of
what
us.
is a stereograph? What is that?
Stereographs are. They used to have a viewer, sort of like an early 3D viewer.
Oh, gotcha.
Where you look through them, and they were double images, and when you look through the stereoscope, they come out.
And your
It's one
eyes-
picture,
Looks
but they
like
come in
yeah.
3D.
Right.
They're 3 dimensions.
Didn't
Yeah.
the kids have something like that? where you
Viewmaster.
could-
Viewmaster.
Yeah.
That's
Viewmaster,
right.
yeah,
I didn't
yeah.
know that's what it was called.
Well, that was Viewmaster's the later version.
No,
of
no,
it.
I know the stereograph, though. I didn't know that's what it was
Stereographs
called.
were the
Very
first ones. Yeah, they
interesting.
started doing those around the 1850s or so. They started becoming popular, and it was a big
Wow.
home entertainment thing, And they stayed all the way up until about when the movies came out. When the silent movies started
Right.
coming out, stereographs became old hats.
Oh,
you know,
passe,
old-fashioned.
right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, who wants to look
A
at
still picture.
pictures in 3Ds
Right.
when you can see movies,
Right.
and
Right.
so, things kind of changed, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, anybody have any, we'll get some closing statements from everybody here, and then we will wrap. Arlene, what have you got to say?
Just want to remind people to
Plug
come
the
out to
thing.
the 10 and 10 in Lyons on the 19th of November and in Summit on the 20th, and you can see Bob being a psychic.
Yes, in the play, I Am the Psychic.
Yes.
A Box of Ashes is the name of our play,
Yep.
and I am the psychic. Yeah.
I love it. This
Jess,
is
anything to say?
great.
Yeah.
Not really. I'm looking forward to listening to the show on Wednesday.
Oh,
it sounds
I'm
really
so
interesting.
excited.
I
Okay,
can't
cool.
wait to hear
I
it.
have to
Yeah.
come see the 10 and 10. I can't wait now
Yeah,
that you guys have
definitely.
talked about it.
Yeah, that would be great.
That'd be
It should be a lot of fun.
wonderful. I love it.
Mike, anything coming up with you? Any adventure coming up or anything?
Nah, I think they covered it.
Mike's
The 10
running
and
the
10
whole
is the
world.
thing right
Yeah.
now?
Yeah. He's a
Give
busy,
them
busy
your
man.
website in case anybody wants private parties,
Yep,
too.
there you go.
It's true. Yeah, we got on Facebook, Mike Rovner Acoustic Rock. So that would be for both of us too. If
Yeah.
Jessica too.
Okay.
I just kind
Tax
of.
on.
Yeah. I'm going to tag along.
And Caldy Jones.
And Caldy Jones, Chicago.
We got a lot of, VFW halls and American Legions
Yep.
and stuff and all over the place here. So we'll get you some engagement somewhere. I'm sure
Yeah.
some place we'll get you. We got to work on that Chuck's because they got the 2
Yeah.
places. They got the
Yeah.
2 spots there. It'd be nice
Yeah,
if you
that'd
could
be
like alternate weeks. 1 week in Burbank, 1 week at the
Yep.
Darien
Cool.
location
Yeah.
of that because they're pretty good about
We're
that.
trying
They like
to work on Salerno's, too. But
oh
yeah.
Salerno's and
Yeah.
Berwyn.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Well, they've got
They've
several.
got a bunch of.
Oh, that's right. There's a bunch of
Yeah, they have
Salerno's
yeah.
too. Yeah. There's a few of those around. Yeah.
And after the 20th, he'll have some free time.
Yes. Yeah.
Not until then. You guys are quite busy.
Everything
Yeah.
right now is focused on this.
And-
Yeah.
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 It's a big project.
Hope everyone had a wonderful, happy Halloween season. That it was a good season for everybody. I did not see one trick-or-treater, one kid. I really didn't.
Oh, wow.
I didn't
I
see-
only got
few.
2.
Yeah.
I never got any.
It
Well, we
seems
had
to
about
kinda-
30.
Yeah.
It seems to kind of be changing as the years go by. It just.
I
well,
was
of course,
really bummed.
yeah. Some
I
of
had
the
a whole
villages
thing
now
of
kind of limit it
candy.
too.
I was happy with extra leftover candy, so I was fine with it.
Yeah, so many villages now, they limit it. You have like 2 hours, and that's it. They
Yeah.
don't do it, anymore than that. So,
And we
safety,
saw a lot of older kids. We didn't see many.
I thought you were going to say we saw a lot of older people.
No, we had a big senior citizen trick or treat.
Hey, that's a great idea. Actually.
Last year, the place I moved now it's senior apartments. It's for people 55 years and older, so that tells you where I am in the age bracket there. And last year was my first Halloween that I was there, and I asked them, I said, "Do you get any trick or treaters?" He says, "No, we don't really want them." I'm like, "Oh, gee, well, they did have a Halloween party though, but they couldn't call it a Halloween party. It had to be called a fall festival. I'm like, why is that? Because we don't want to offend anybody. Oh, geez, Louise, I said, what are we going to call the Christmas party? A happy holiday party or something? I don't know. I give up on this stuff. Christmas should be Christmas. Halloween should be Halloween.
Yeah.
And the heck with this. Yeah.
Yeah, I was really bummed that I only got 2 trick-or-treaters. I literally I started giving that candy away the next day to the apartment building, the mailman. I actually trapped him in the hallway. I'm like, here, have some candy.
And the thing is, it was a nice day, too.
It was
Beautiful.
beautiful.
It was such a nice day.
Yeah, because Halloween is like hit and miss. It's
perfect.
either really good or it's raining all day or something,
Yeah,
but it was a
snowing.
really nice day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna wrap it up too. I'm gonna say, go Cubs!
Oh, yeah. The Cubs won. Yeah, they
won
did
the
that.
World
yeah.
Series.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Well, what do you think? We got to wait
That's
another
fine.
108 years to see that again?
Oh
or-
no,
I hope
this
not.
team's gonna knock it out.
Now that dispelled one of those the Billy Goat curse.
The goat curse.
Yeah, the Billy Goat
Yeah.
curse.
That's right.
That takes that off the tours. Remember the downtown tours? They
Yeah.
used to take it to the Billy Goat Tavern for the cheeseburger. So that's over with now. No
I
more
had a
Billy Goat
premonition they were gonna win.
curse. You did?
Yeah, I actually.
When did you have that premonition?
2 years ago.
I thought you were going to say 2 days before they played.
No.
Yeah, sure. We all had that premonition.
No.
In the ninth inning,
Yeah,
she
the
had.
premonition.
Yeah.
I had the premonition, right? No, it was actually 2. I've had them my whole life, and they're random. I can't control them. They just come whenever they come. And 2 years ago, I was at a ghost conference, Troy Taylor,
Okay.
in Alton, Illinois, and I had gone with my nephew and a friend, and we had gone to this educational session. I don't know what else to call it. And the person was an expert on curses that was up giving the talk. And at the end of the talk, I was talking to a bunch of people, and this guy turned to me and goes, "Oh, where are you from?" And I said, "Oh, from Chicago." He goes, "Oh, you know all about curses, right? About that Billy Goat curse." And I'm like, "Yeah, I know." And then I have this thing that happens where I hear a voice, and it sounds like I'm crazy. And the voice said, "Not this time." And I paused, and I thought, what in the world does that mean? Does that mean they're going to win? And I literally, it went through my head. And a friend of mine I've known since we were 12 is a die-hard fan. Her dad's no longer alive, but they had tickets the whole time he was alive, and she carried on that tradition since then. I'm in my 50s like you. I'm 56. And I texted her immediately and said, "Liz, I think the Cubs are going to win the World Series in the next 2 to 3 years." And she texted me back and said, "Why are you saying that?" I said, "I just had a premonition and I had to tell you." And so she texted me when they started winning, and she said, "I can't believe you're about to be right."
Ah,
Yeah.
there's something to it. See,
Yeah.
See, we Italians, we know about curses.
We do. We do.
I'm
We
half
do.
Italian, so we know
Yes, I
we know
know.
all about Icorna.
I'm
So
100%.
oh, you're Italian?
Yes.
Sicilian or?
Sicilian.
Oh, geez,
Yeah,
here we go.
right.
Yeah, I mean, too.
Don't get started. Don't
You
get
too?
started.
Oh,
Yes.
China's. Oh, I didn't know. I should have
Oh
made
my
the connection.
gosh.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
we
should've.
have the triangle.
Yeah, well,
Maybe we should get the. Yeah, you guys clear out.
hey, travel anywhere in Europe. And say you're from Chicago and you're Italian, your family personally knew Al Capone. I don't care what.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, yeah.
So funny.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh,
you
I
were-
totally
yeah.
believe
Oh
that.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's too hilarious.
Oh yeah, it's unbelievable. 35 years ago when I went to Europe, I finally just, you'd say you're from Summit. Well, who knows Summit? So I would say, well, where are you from? I'm from Chicago. Oh, bang, 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 Al Capone.
Yeah.
Okay,
We're all gangsters.
We're all gangsters.
Another neat curse there too about the St. Valentine's Day massacre bricks
Oh,
from
yeah.
the wall and that. Yeah, so it's another one of those
Yep.
wonderful curses.
Yep.
Yeah,
I don't know. We broke Billy Goat.
the Billy Goat is broken.
Gone.
They broke the
Yes.
curse. Yeah,
Gone.
Yeah, I think a bunch of witches got together, and I'm trying to get me a witch. I need a witch to come on the show.
You want to know something? I've
trying
been
to get-
looking for one too.
I've been trying to get a Catholic priest, and I almost had one once.
Really?
But then I got an actor that came on and did a Catholic priest for us.
I was here.
I've been trying to get a Catholic.
I was here for that show.
Father, what's
Yeah,
from
yeah.
from not Saturday Night. Was it Saturday Night?
No,
No,
what
The
was he
Exorcist
from?
priest.
The Exorcist.
Yeah. I got him
Yeah.
to come on.
Cool.
So I had him come on, and that was as close as I could get to a priest.
Bob, I've been looking for a witch too.
And I've been
If
trying
I
to get
find a witch,
a warlock
I'll send
or a
them
witch
over
to come
to
on.
you.
Yeah, I've been trying to get one.
Yeah.
Yeah. just
For
to
sure.
talk about it and
Right.
their religion.
Yeah.
You got to be open.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Like Wiccan or a witch?
Same
Well,
kind of thing.
same
Okay,
thing.
that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying, the
Same
Wiccan.
Wiccan,
Okay.
Wiccan or a witch is
Witches
good.
practice Wiccan.
Yeah.
Right,
Their-
right.
their
I mean,
religion.
right, yeah.
It actually is a religion.
Right,
That's why I was
Right.
going to say.
Yeah,
Right.
or a voodoo priestess would be nice too. That'd be.
Oh,
kinda
I
nice.
might know one.
Oh, no, a voodoo priestess.
I might
Okay.
know one. I don't know her personally, but I know of
I know,
her
I know
through
one,
another
but
person.
she lives kind of far away. She lives in New Orleans, so it's kind of hard for me to get
gotcha.
her.
Yeah.
There's one I know down there, but
Oh my gosh. We have to talk offline because I had I'm not kidding, I had a massive dream about a voodoo priestess out of New Orleans, and it was a message, I think, from my mother.
if it weren't for Hurricane Katrina, I'd probably wouldn't be sitting here right now. I'd be in New Orleans giving tours down there.
Oh,
That
I
was what
believe it.
wanted.
That
I
would
wanted
be
to
really
relocate
cool.
to New Orleans. I did.
Did you really?
Oh yeah, I wanted to move down there. Took a tour down there. First time I did, just fell in love with it.
Oh,
Came back from the
wow.
tour. A month later, I booked another one. I had to go back. And every year I was
Wow.
going back 2 or 3 times a year. And then Katrina hit. That year I was supposed to go. Of course, I didn't go. So it got canceled. And
Right.
then I didn't go for 2 years. And then I went back after Katrina and everything like that. But I says, what they went through, I would
It's
never
not
want to
the
live.
same, yeah.
Oh,
I
my
wouldn't want to
God,
live there.
no.
Yeah. You just don't know when something's going to
Yeah.
come again.
After I
that.
saw your talk at the Brookfield Library on that, I want to go to New Orleans.
Oh, on the Haunted New Orleans?
Yes.
Did I do that at
Oh,
Brookfield?
Yeah, you did.
wow.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I really
I would love to go.
That's got to be like one of the most haunted cities.
Oh,
yeah.
100%.
Oh yeah, no doubt about it. Yeah, they got so much
So
going
much
on down
history
there. Yeah.
I'm sure you could walk down the street and get an EVP. And not from the drunk on the corner.
You
I
can-
mean, literally.
I was gonna say you can walk down the street and get something else down there too.
Yeah, right.
I bet you I could tell you where you got your shoes. Let me see your shoes. I bet you $1 I could tell you where you got them.
Really?
Yeah,
Where?
you got them on your feet. Give me my
Oh.
buck. That's an old New Orleans trick. They do that to you all the time. Be careful of people that stop
That
you with those
was
things. They do
very
that,
good.
and
That
they
was
do it.
pretty funny.
They do it for $5. Let me tell you, you better pay them that $5 too if you go for it, or they'll be following behind you
They'll
with
be
a 2x4.
following you the whole way.
Okay, we are going to wrap. It's been fun. I've enjoyed this.
It's been great, you guys.
I like this show. Yeah, Michelle, thank you so much
Oh
for
my
coming
gosh,
on.
thank you so much for having
See
me.
you. I won't see you Wednesday, but we'll
No,
be talking
we'll be
Wednesday.
talking.
So yeah, we'll see you again though. Yeah, come back on anytime you like.
Thank
Bring
you.
that other
You too.
character. What's his name? That
Tony.
guy. Yeah, bring him with you too.
I have to rope and tie him to get him here, so.
Arlene, thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
Yeah, come back again. Anytime you want to come on. You got going anything on
guys
with the
were
Park District
great.
over there in Brookfield, or?
All we've got coming was the holiday celebration that I
Okay.
mentioned, and
Oh, okay.
then we will
The 10 and
start-
10. Well, that's
the
Lions,
10 and
though.
10,
Lion,
yeah, but Brookfield.
Now, what
and
are you with? You're with Lions or with Brookfield?
I'm with Brookfield.
Okay.
I do all their special events
Yeah.
and their high school battle of the bands we'll have coming up
Okay.
in May.
Oh, wow.
Cool. All right. So you
Very
got stuff
cool.
going on. Jess, nice to see you again. Come back
Always fun to be
anytime.
here.
Yeah. And I will see you all Friday when we rehearse
Yes,
the
we'll
play
rehearse.
again.
Yep.
Yeah, we rehearsed the play again at the Rovner's house.
I'm
yeah.
going to come see you guys.
Yeah, we
I'm
wish
coming.
you would.
I'm coming
Yeah.
to see the 10 and 10. I'm
Great.
dying to see it. This is
Please
awesome.
do. Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be
It's
fun.
actually 9 and 8.5.
Yeah.
I'm going to do that. I'm going to cross that out and I'll put 8.5. 10 and 8.5.
Hey, we got a couple more
We got
rehearsals.
we got
can
a
make
couple
10.
weeks. We can
make
do
10.
it.
Yeah, we can stretch it out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you all, folks.
Thank you.
Gosh,
you.
this is just a joy doing
Thanks,
these shows.
Bob.
John DeVita, thank you so much for allowing me to come to your house once in a, well, I should say come to your studio and your home for that matter, once a month to do these shows. They're just an absolute joy. Thank you also to Jack FM, Kevin over at Jack FM at 89.7 Norwich. We will be aired on there tomorrow morning, John? Yeah, tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock or 10:30 they're going to air us. 10:30 we will be aired at Jack FM, so you can hear the broadcast there. And please remember to listen to all the other great shows at Windy City, the Armchair Experts, Chicago Junction, Meet the Chicago Historians. That's a good show, Meet the Chicago Historians. They got a really neat panel of people that come on there, very knowledgeable, with a lot of history and stuff like that. Listen to all the shows they got here. There's the X-Files music, so we'll be signing off. Thank you so much for listening, folks. Bye-bye. Have a wonderful evening.
You have been listening to Paranormal Radio with Bob Tricek from the John DeVita Broadcast Center on the Windy City Hometown Entertainment Network and Jack FM 89.7 WRHS FM Norwich. Paranormal Radio was directed by John DeVita. Our audio engineer tonight was Gabriel. The executive producer of Windy City Hometown Entertainment Network is Mr. John Seconda. And the executive producer of WRHS, Mr. Kevin Zeflik. This program was pre-recorded on Monday, November the 7th, the year 2017. Until next time, thanks for listening. And this is Jack FM 89.7 WRHS FM, Norridge, Illinois.